Alright, hey guys, we're back for another deck building episode. We've got Prince, E-Barbs, E-Giant as our deck starter today. This is going to be... I'm actually kind of happy for this one because since we've only got a 3-card suggestion instead of a 4-card suggestion, that means that I've got a lot more room to work with. So not only is there less to work around, I have more space to work around it. So I think that I'm going to be able to come up with something very good today and relatively quickly. So first of all, I've actually been thinking about this. Like, I got the comments and I noted it down, but like just as intrusive thoughts, I accidentally just think about this ahead of time. So I've already known for a little while now that I'm going to be playing Mother Witch NATO in this deck. So here's how the synergy goes, right? E-Giant, what's E-Giant weak to? E-Giant's weak to mini tanks, buildings, and heavy tanks. So mini tank, heavy tank, building, and also Ranger if you don't NATO it in. Prince is weak to swarms and mini tanks. So, well, it's decent against mini tanks when it's charging, but if you notice, the E-Barbs cover the mini tank weakness, the Prince E-Barbs covers the DPS weakness for big tanks, the E-Giant covers the swarms, Prince and E-Barbs can clear through everything else after the E-Giant clears the swarms. But, of course, any good deck is going to be able to just place a tank on the E-Giant and then play a swarm on the Prince and E-Barbs before they get to the tank, so they can't properly cover for each other. So you need a secondary anti-swarm in the back as well. So there's going to be an anti-swarm in the front, an anti-swarm in the back, and then the Prince E-Barbs in the middle. So that's what the Mother Witch comes in for. The NATO is kind of obvious because E-Giant, and you can't play E-Giant without NATO. Barb Barrel because it's just an extra spell. It's looking like we're going to be playing a no building variant of E-Giant, which is going to be interesting. Probably going to slap in Lightning right now. I've actually been thinking of, instead of Lightning, maybe even Freeze, which is kind of crazy, but E-Giant Freeze is not a bad combination. Then from here, it's looking like we're missing Ground Splash, so probably Bomber. Also missing Anti-Air, so Air to Ground Splash would be Baby Drag. How's this looking? Yeah, it looks fine. Actually, I'm having second thoughts about the Freeze. Am I? Maybe Ice Whiz? No, I've already got enough. So this is enough Anti-Air, actually. Well, it's not really enough Anti-Air. Yeah, I do need a hard-hitting Anti-Air, right. So Mother Witch is Anti-Air, but it's not enough Anti-Air. Actually, if I'm playing Baby Drag Mother Witch, maybe I could be playing Cannoneer. Do I have Cannoneer unlocked on this account? Because Cannoneer Baby Drag probably full counters a Loon, if I had to guess. What am I missing? Freeze does not feel like the play. Maybe Earthquake? Because, like, I've kind of got all the units covered, so maybe I might as well just play the Earthquake then. Because if the only weakness is building, then only weakness is building. Alright, seeing Sparky Mastery first game is not something you love to see. And Furnace. Why are we facing meta on the first game? This is supposed to be... Wait a minute, I forgot I'm playing Cannoneer. I don't actually have to do anything about the Furnace. Alright, well, I kind of wasted the Baby Drag there. That Baby Drag is just going to walk in and give him a bunch of Fire Spirit value, which is a mild nuisance. I'll probably just Prince the back. Oh, wow. What do I do about that? I think I just ignore that. Barb Barrel the Furnace and then E-Giant the River. Because he went just all in at the River for no reason, and he went into a Cannoneer, of all things, so, I don't think he's going to have a good time with this push now. He's playing triple tank. No wonder he went all in. Oh, the Prince goes in front? You hate to see it. Alright. He played his minions really bad because those are actually in range of the E-Giant, and minions can actually outrange an E-Giant now. But this should be very good value now because the E-Giant does extra good against things that hit weak because if they hit weak, they need more hits to kill it, and if they need more hits to kill it, then it gets more reflects off. So you can see that I'm up by 800 for that starting play there. I think I'll just Mother Witch because he's got minions, and I can just NATO in the minions or Baby Drag the minions, so I don't really need the Mother Witch. Oh, he's playing the Giant Skelly triple tank version. Alright. Giant Skelly, Gob Machine, Gob Giant. Is that all I saw? Why are you doing... Okay, so he decided to play a Gob Giant into my E-Barbs, which is wild. And that's all dead already. Kind of hoping the Mother Witch would have retargeted off the Giant Skelly, but I guess not. I think I have to Barb Barrel this because the Prince won't kill that in time. Alright. I did not have to Barb Barrel that. But it does tank for the Prince, so he has to do something about that. Oh, that's kind of gross. Alright. I think I might just straight up ignore these minions because of the faster Cannoneer hit speed. I think that it's relatively ignorable here. Yeah, very good. So I think I only took 2 minion shots for that. So if I had played 4 Elixir, then 4 Elixir for only 2 minion shots isn't really worth it. He's trying to go for a tower trade, but he's down Elixir and I've got Cannoneer, so I don't think this is going to work very well for him. I'm going to Baby Drag the back right now so he can't minions. Not that he has minions in hand, but he's going to have minions eventually. Furnace, alright. Furnace, triple tank, minions. Barb Barrel, Curse, Rage. Alright, that's his whole deck then. Well, the Baby Drag goes down, but the E-Giant kills them. Only 2 of the minions. I guess that's fine. I get a lot of damage there. I ended up taking an extra rocket because of the chef level up, which is kind of annoying. I'm just going to EQ right now, get the tower down. Alright then. I think I'm actually going to E-Giant into this, because E-Giant will full defend all of that stuff that's going on over there. And then I can just E-Barbs low for this part. The E-Giant, I'm hoping that the God Giant won't get a pancake before it goes down. It does not. Very good. So this is not game, but I am up enough, or at least quite a bit. So I should be fine for this 2-tower version. I mean the 2-tower match. I'm going to Baby Drag this to keep my E-Barb alive. I don't know why I felt like keeping my E-Barb alive there, but I don't know. It helped, I guess. Why are you... Is he trying to go for the King Tower? Because he's going to lose that race. I'm going to... I can't E-Giant. I don't have enough elixir. That's a little bit unfortunate. I could have E-Gianted if I played my Barb Barrel instead of my Mother Witch, but Barb Barrel with E-Giant doesn't really make any good pushes. He decides to play his minions into my E-Giant again, which is kind of crazy. I'll just Barb Barrel this. That'll do enough damage to kill it. Technically, by the way, the right play for Barb Barrel is like play it near the tower here so that the machine is no longer in range to get any rockets on my tower. Because the God Machine actually has like a blind spot, kind of like the Mortar does, so it just stops hitting anything close to it. Ah, that's a problem. Okay. Yeah, I knew that he was going to protect that, but I was kind of hoping I could get the NATO down before he protected it. But the E-Giant should clean up anyway, so I get off scot-free for that one, and that actually just game. Well, that went swimmingly. I'm going to take a look at the deck again and try and figure out if there's anything I need to change. My worst matchup is hard-hitting air units like Empress and, wait, just Empress. Empress, stuff like Empress and Phoenix and Mega Minion. Because I don't have any direct counters to those, because they get value based on how long you let them live on the map. Building targeters like Loon and Lava, I don't really have to worry about those, because they don't really do all that much damage until they get to their target, which is what the Cannoneer and the low DPS anti-air will do. But like, for a Mega Minion on defense, how do I kill a Mega Minion on defense? It's going to get a lot of swipes off my E-Giant before the Baby Dragon can manage to kill it. So I could imagine that into Mega Minion I'd have a hard time breaking through on offense. So I'm thinking of maybe swapping out my Baby Drag for Skelly Drags, because that's also kind of splash-ish, and it also has better anti-air, because it does more DPS overall. I'll just Barb Barrel this. If I was a terrible person, I could just instantly Mother Witch the bridge to get some pigs off of that and get like 400 damage on his tower, but I don't know, I can't bring myself to do that. NATO? Very good. He didn't play that safe spot, so I can get my King Tower up now, which is very bad for a Miner player, because Miner tends to get way less damage when there is King Tower activated, or they have to consistently play it in this corner where I can just predict it every time. I decided to E-Giant into his Tesla, which is kind of crazy play, because his Tesla's going to be mostly dead by the time that the E-Giant gets there, so it is kind of just like he wasted his Tesla. One of the better ways to play into a Tesla is just to slow roll into it, because, well, any building really, is just to slow roll into it, because by the time, oh, Rocket Miner, okay, this is going to be a tough matchup, because he's playing a meta deck. But he might actually just be dead right now, because Prince is overpowered. Alright, so we took damage. I'm still down a little bit because I'm playing Cannoneer, but I got a lot of damage and he did not get a lot of damage, so I'm happy with this situation right now. The rocket could be a big problem for me because I don't have much spell to keep up with the rocket cycle. Like, EQ is not going to keep up at all, which means that I have a guarantee that I'm going to get damage. And since he has Tesla, he has an anti-EQ placement in the middle here, so I'm going to have to do some Barb Barrel sniping with that. Okay, Earthquake. I don't really know why, just, I don't understand. I do not comprehend why he would play his Tesla for a Baby Drag when he knows I have E-Giant in my deck. I'm going to Barb Barrel in front of this because he's going to want to play like Berserker or something like that, and I want to keep the Berserker off my E-Giant for slightly longer. The E-Giant's health is more important than anything else's health, so I might as well just start... I might as well preserve it for as long as I can. Everyone always plays a miner on the side tile, like on this exact tile is where a lot of people like to play their miner. That's actually something that I kind of get annoyed about sometimes. People will go like, why do they always know where I'm going to put my miner? And then they just put their miner in the exact same spot every time. Like, of course they know where you put your miner. You put it in the same spot. Alright, well, what is that? Okay. He's still giving me, good Tesla value. I'm gonna E-Giant like this. I can't E-Giant in the back, or else he'll just rocket it, and that'll be very good rocket value for him. So I have to play a little bit higher than that. And that's Mother Witch value. Oh boy. I love me some despicable playing. So, I forced out 2 elixir for the Mother Witch, and I still got, you know, the Mother Witch actually being a Mother Witch. And there's 4 pigs now that I've gotten out of that Mother Witch, and the E-Giant's on tower, so this is kind of really gonna hurt him right now. 5 pigs I got out of the E-Giant. I'll just Earthquake. I don't have to play another E-Giant right now because I don't have enough elixir for both the Earthquake and the E-Giant. He places Skellies into the Earthquake, which is certainly a play. I'm gonna E-Giant like this, E-Barb's behind, because he's gonna have 2 delivery. I'm ignoring that and going all in because he's down elixir right now. He couldn't afford that miner. Actually, the rocket might bail him out, but he doesn't rocket. He deliveries instead. Skellies? Missed the Skellies. Alright. If he played the Skellies on a tile that would have worked, I would have just Mother Witched it, but since he played it on the wrong tile, I don't mind just waiting. Because it's just 2 Earthquakes off, and that'll be game. Well, dang. This was an easy episode. I just made the deck absolutely correctly off the first try. I think I will try, Skelly Drags in the next game. I meant to hit cancel there, but I didn't hit it in time. But, I think I'll try Skelly Drags in the next game because I can't really test to see if the deck works against every archetype because I'm going to be facing mainly mid-ladder players here. That's the price of not facing meta. It's meta or mid-ladder. I can't face, like, a balanced spread of all the decks anymore. Does Cannoneer still 2-shot barbs? It does not. Alright. I have to Barb Barrel this side, then. Alright. I played my E-Giant to counter the barbs because E-Giant kind of just counters everything that isn't a mini tank or a big tank. Like, you don't even have to, like, worry about, placement or any of that nonsense. You just play it and it'll work. I might NATO this back, actually, because I don't want that healing his E-Drag. The whole thing with, E-Drag is that when you don't have lightning for it, it's very strong into, what am I saying? Oh, I have EQ for his pump. That's unfortunate. But, it's very strong when it's getting healed because you can NATO things off of it. The whole thing with E-Drag is that if you kill it, it's getting you no value. So, they don't want you to snipe their E-Drag. But, what? Okay. But, I can snipe his E-Drag with, like, say, my E-Giant, but it won't work. The snipe just physically will not do enough damage to kill the E-Drag if there's a healer healing it. So I had to NATO the healer off in order to make sure that my E-Giant actually did enough damage to kill the E-Drag, or the healer didn't, like, keep the E-Drag alive, just barely. So what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm going to have to E-Drag this again, so, yeah. It's quite an awkward play, the way that this works out, but, I can't do anything other than that. And this is my problem now, so the healer is going to be healing up that E-Drag, and I can't NATO off because there just isn't enough, there isn't enough, they're too close together. Wow, words. Alright. Well then, I barely keep my tower, but not as much as I would have liked to. Do I even bother Princing this healer? I think I do bother, because he doesn't have a big spell, so he's going to have to commit another push to this. Okay. Baby Drag. I want him to commit another Golem. I don't want him to just get through with units here, so I'm going to keep playing defense. Very good. He decides to play a Golem opposite lane, which is very strange. Do I E-Barbs? I think I E-Barbs, and then go straight for the King Tower here. Depending on what he plays. Pump? No. Nuh-uh. Golem doesn't take tower on its own, so I can go all in right now. Also, get that E-Drag off of my stuff. Yeah, he's just dead. Alright. He went for 8 elixir in the back, and then 6 elixir in the pump, so he had just nothing to survive with. He didn't even try and take my first tower. Well then, I'll give it one shot with the Skelly Drags. If it turns out I just made the deck perfectly on the first try here, then I'm probably gonna, actually go on to the next custom deck that I have here. Because, yeah, this was a little bit too easy. Maybe we should be doing 4-card recommendations only, because 3-card recommendations is just so easy. I can make a good deck out of it, and I like making good decks, but this was too fast. Yeah, I should have put my Mother Witch into that. I couldn't know that I was supposed to play my Mother Witch into that. So what I have to do right now is I have to E-Giant defensively and then Mother Witch low. That is my best defense that I have right now. Which is certainly an interesting play. It's not the worst thing in the world, considering the God Giant actually gets stunned by the Mother Witch. It's just kind of awkward. Another Furnace player, alright. I got some nice pig chip, actually, so that's not as bad as I was expecting. I'm probably going to Prince this, because I don't want him to get E-Barb's value killing... I don't want him to get Fire Spirit value killing my E-Barbs, because they'll splash. Also Barb Barrel this, so that he doesn't get the next Fire Spirit spawn. Very good. So he's got God Giant, Barb Barrel, Furnace, God Machine, Minions. And probably some small spells in there. Oh, and Ice Spirit. Very interesting. So he's got 2 cards left. They're probably both small spells. I wonder why he's playing Ice Spirit. It's like he's playing triple tank, but, only 2 small spells instead of 3. I'm gonna split E-Barbs because he's got a heavy deck, which means that he doesn't have much to respond to these. Because he needs 3 elixir in both lanes, and he doesn't have 2 3 elixir cards. You can see he already spent 5 elixir, so he has 1 elixir to respond to the left side E-Barb. Very nice. I get an overcommit out. That's pretty much all I could ask for. I'm probably going to E-Giant defensively again. Or the... Okay, I did not need to E-Giant defensively. The Furnace went down because of the E-Barb. That's kind of crazy. I didn't expect the E-Barb to get that second hit off there. Well, I don't think he has much good for this anyway, so I should be fine. If he does have P.E.K.K.A, I'm going to be very unhappy, though. I'll Skelly Drag. Skelly Drag do a lot more DPS than the Baby Drag, so I'm glad that I have them for this matchup here. He's smart the way he's using his Ice Spirit. So I've seen that he has Barb Barrel as one of his last 2 cards that I haven't seen yet. So the way that stuns work against E-Giant is this. So E-Giant doesn't actually reflect while frozen, which means that if you use an Ice Spirit to kind of tank for something, it'll make it so they can't play anything else on the... they can like keep their swarms alive a little bit longer against the E-Giant. Oh boy, okay, that's going to be a NATO in, like, now. Get off my screen. Alright, very good. No, this should just be game over right now. I mean, there's no way you can defend this. Alright, very good. I really want to play this deck into, like, better players, because since this is since I only had to work with 3 cards with this, I can make a much better deck than I could in previous episodes. But I also really don't want to play against better players, because if I play against better players with this deck, then I'm just gonna, like... I'm gonna immediately die, because the meta is so strong right now. Even a good deck like this one. Like, I'd call this a deck a B-tier deck, objectively, on, like, the total scale of all decks in the game. But, like, B-tier doesn't even hold a candle to A-tier and S-tier right now, because the gap is so wide because of all the overpowered Evos and overpowered nonsense that's been going around. Oh wow, this deck doesn't have a single Evo card. Yeah, no way I'm playing on my main account. Well, yeah, I guess I'll just play one more game and call it, because, yeah. Ain't no way I'm moving to my main account, so if we're just gonna keep on dunking on bad players, might as well just play one more and call it there. I kinda wish I could face, like, 1 game of Lava Hound, 1 game of Logbait, and 1 game of Graveyard, because that would be a good test for the deck. Because I've actually legitimately lost a Graveyard with Mother Witch before, like Mother Witch Cycle, because the Graveyard, if it just gets good enough luck, it will still beat a Mother Witch. Because, like, so what happened was it spawned 1 Skelly far from the Mother Witch, and then immediately after 2 Skellys directly on top of the Mother Witch. And then what happened there was that the Mother Witch hit the 1 far Skelly, and then the 2 close Skellys did enough damage to the Mother Witch that by the time the Mother Witch was targeting the other Skellys, she was within, like, a low enough health that she could die to poison. So she died to poison quickly and didn't actually end up managing to kill anything, or manage to finish carrying the Graveyard, which is kind of crazy. And I was down a bunch of Elixir because he was playing an overpowered deck. Very good. I don't get through with this push, which is kind of unfortunate. It's kind of my fault for going E-Giant so quickly. I didn't expect he was going to be playing a meta deck there. I suppose I should have expected it, given that he's playing, given what he's playing. He's playing Knight, and Knight pretty much automatically means that there's going to be some sort of meta in there. He misses his Skellys, which is kind of funny. Alright. So I'm down 1,000 damage, which is not something you love. What? Alright. Very odd poison by him. I think I'm not going to bother with my E-Giant yet. I need to wait for double or triple time so I can have enough Elixir to get Prince pushing an E-Giant with EQ on the Hut, which is my winning push. You notice there the E-Barbs actually took 3 shots. Took 3 shots to kill the breakers. That's an interesting thing that makes E-Barbs way worse than they otherwise could be. The E-Barbs don't have that special mechanic that archers and minions do, where they will automatically retarget once the thing that they're locked onto is dead. I'm naming Mother Witch high like this so that she can't be poisoned. So, like, they both targeted the same breaker at the same time, so, one of the shots was kind of just wasted. I'm gonna take 1 breaker shot here, but that's just how Evo Breakers works. Anyway, I think it's finally time to get the good push going, so I can use my Prince to push the E-Giant to walk faster. I will use my Skelly Drags here, EQ NATO the archers in, because EQ plus NATO full kills archers. I actually tested that out, like, in between cuts there. I made sure that EQ archers full kills an archer. I really need this Hut to go down so I can get my second E-Giant through. And there we go. That's the push that I was looking for. So now that I have my second E-Giant on the board, I should be able to break through here. He's not playing Evo Archers for some nonsense reason. Does this work out? Am I happy with this? I think I am happy with this, right? Yeah, I'm finally up damage now. I'm gonna EQ this because he's probably gonna have to Skellies. Oh wow, that's a big mistake by him. Alright. If he hutted directly on top of the Prince, he actually stood a chance of winning that game, because I was gonna need to get a second push down, and he would have gotten a lot of minor chip before I got my second push. He should be playing Evo Archers in that deck instead of Evo Knight. Well then, yeah. easy episode, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next time then.